What a great honor and what an impressive ceremony that we have right now. Thank you very much for giving me this honor. His Royal Highness Yangdi Patuan Besar Negar Sembilan Darul House Tangku Mahriz Ibn Almarhum Tangku Munawir, Chancellor of University Kebangsaan Malaysia, Her Royal Highness Tunku Ampuan Besar Negeri Sembilan Darul Khusus Tangku Asih Rohani Binti Almarhum Tengku Besar Mahmud, His Highness Tengku Besar Sri Menati Tunku Ali Ridauddin Ibn Tunku Mahriz, Pro-Vice Chancellor of UKM, the Honorable Tan Sri Datuk Rafia Salim, Pro-Chancellor of UKM, Yang Berhormat Datu Sri Diraja Dr. Zamri Abdul Qadir, Minister of Higher Education, Malaysia, His Highness Tunku Zain Al-Abdin Ibn Tunku Mahriz, Advisors and Senior Officer of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, Senior Officer of Ministry of Higher Education, Malaysia, Chairman UKM Board of Directors, members of UKM Board of Directors, Professor Dr. Sufyan Jusuf, Vice Chancellor of UKM, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you today with deep humility and sincere gratitude. It is truly an honor to be here at the University Kebangsaan, Malaysia, an institution I am proud to be associated with for a long time. Receiving this honorary doctorate is a great privilege for me. I accept this not for myself alone, but on behalf of the people of Bangladesh, whose courage, strength, and hope to continue to guide my way forward. This recognition reminds me of my responsibility to work for the dreams of our young people in Bangladesh. Last year, many of them stood up bravely against a fascist regime in Bangladesh. Hundreds of these students and young people gave their lives for a better future. A future where everyone can live with dignity, with freedom from intimidation, discrimination, and injustice. Ladies and gentlemen, the youth-led uprising in July and August 2024, just about a year back, has given me new meaning to our national identity and hopes for the future. Today we are working to build a new Bangladesh, where governance is just, economy includes everyone, and each person has a fair chance to make a contribution to the world. Our government is focused on ensuring peace and stability. We are committed to strengthening democracy and giving power back to the rightful owners, the people of the country. Reforms are our top priority. We have a clear goal, a detailed plan, and a strong determination to move forward, to build a stronger, resilient Bangladesh. We need big changes in our economy. This includes supporting entrepreneurs, turning everybody into entrepreneurs, investing more in education and technology, and working closely with our international and our regional partners, such as our dear friend Malaysia. We are also working hard to hold a free, fair, and transparent election. Date is announced. It will be held in February next year, so that power is handed over to the true representatives of the people. Distinguished guests, today the award you give me is more than a personal honor. I see it as a recognition of the strength, courage, and determination of the people of Bangladesh, especially the millions of women and the young entrepreneurs. They continue to show that no obstacle is too big when they are given the right support and opportunities. We have seen time and again that when the most disadvantaged people, especially the poor women, receive small financial support and basic training, they bring lasting change in their communities and themselves, in their families. This is how real sustainable development takes place. My relationship with EUKM dates back to July 2011, when I was made the Nobel laureate in residence in this campus. At that time, I had the opportunity to speak to over 2,000 students and faculty members, and I have continued to return many times over the years, motivated by the active engagement of the university's Yunus Social Business Center in social business projects and initiatives. Today I'm here, yet again, and delighted to speak before such a vibrant and diverse audience. You, the students and esteemed scholars, passionate researchers, and the future leaders who are hoping the world of tomorrow, speaking at the university is always special to me. I feel a strong connection in young minds, full of questions, full of ideas, and a deep desire to make the world a better place for all. And these ideas can come from anywhere, from the young people, be it Malaysia, be it Bangladesh, or be it any country in the world, wherever human beings live. In my journey from working as an economist to founding an institution called Grameen Bank, from starting microfinance to promoting social business, one belief has always guided me. People are not poor because they lack talent or dreams. They are poor because the system never gave them a chance. Our financial system is built to serve the poor. Our financial system is built to serve the rich, not the poor. That simple truth led me to try something different. I created a system where even the poorest person could get a small loan, start business, and change their life. It began with just a few women in a village next door to my campus, but the smallest step turned into a global movement. Microfinance has helped millions of people around the world. It showed us that poverty is not a permanent condition. It can be resolved very efficiently in a timely way. From this journey, I learned something important. Every human being has incredible potential. But whether that potential grows or stays hidden depends on the system around us. That's why I always tell young people, don't just look for a job, create jobs. You are a job creator, you're not a job seeker. The world doesn't need more employees, it needs more entrepreneurs, problem solvers, dreamers who will create new opportunities, not only for themselves, but for the rest of the world. So why wait for a job? Why not create one? Why not start something that helps your community? Whether it's healthcare, education, farming, or technology. This kind of thinking can truly change the world.